All right, good Tuesday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us on KARE 11 Plus. I'm meteorologist Courtney Aiken. Here's a time lapse of daybreak over our city. Nice start to the day. To look at it, at least. If you were outside, it probably didn't feel all too pleasant. We had those brutal wind chills once again. Wasn't quite as biting as it was Monday morning, but still definitely felt like a January morning in Minnesota. As we get into the warmest part of our Tuesday afternoon, high temperatures should get up to right about 12 degrees here in the Twin Cities. Forecasting 9 in Brainerd, only about 1 for you in International Falls. But tomorrow, you can look forward to this. We have a warm up, at least by Minnesota January standards. We will get up to a balmy 18 degrees on your Wednesday. We also have the chance for snow, not just tomorrow, but into this evening as well. Then those temperatures are really going to take a tumble. In fact, highs on Saturday could be in the negatives, and your lows are really going to be a doozy. The coldest air of the season so far. That's why we are going to issue a weather impact alert, not yet, but starting dark and early on your Friday, midnight to be exact. The impact is going to be for dangerous cold, with the wind chill making it even more dangerous. So the risk for things like frostbite is going to be incredibly elevated all the way from Friday morning into about the noon hour on your Sunday. So it is very important that if you spend any time outside, make it short. Take it in little bites, right? And make sure that when you are outside, your skin is covered. So all the layers, scarf, hat, gloves, and think about your pets to make sure that you're being mindful of their time outdoors. So just using caution during that time frame. Once again, midnight Friday into the noon hour on Sunday. So here's where that's coming from. Area of low pressure up to the north, and that Arctic air is just going to sink down just in time for the weekend. So not the best timing if you have weekend plans, especially if they're outdoor plans. You may want to rethink those. Also consider, for those of you with kids, school may very well be delayed or even canceled on your Friday. So be thinking about your plans there. So here's a look at the satellite and radar from early on our Tuesday. Kind of clear to start, but we do of course have our next Clipper system about to move through. That's going to give us not 1 but 2 chances at snow. One of them today, one of them on our Wednesday. So we'll continue to see those clouds building in, and then by about 5 o'clock tonight, if you are commuting, just be aware of this. I don't expect a ton of snow, but it definitely could be snowing, especially for areas down to the south of 94. You can see that snow moving in. It is pretty quick in and out, at least with this round of snow, and then we have additional rounds into tomorrow. It's not going to happen for your Wednesday morning commute. It's just going to be cloudy and cold, and then that next round of snowfall moves in by about the lunch hour on your Wednesday. We are looking at the best potential for higher totals, and by higher I mean 2 and 3 inches down to the south and southeast of the Twin Cities. We could still have a couple of flurries late Wednesday night and into Thursday, but accumulation is going to happen Tuesday, Wednesday. And when I say accumulation, I mean a light dusting here. Those of you down south may need to use the shovel. Talking about 1 inch by this evening in Mankato, and then as we fast forward into our Wednesday, up to 1 inch in the Twin Cities, right around the 2-inch margin for Mankato and Rochester. And we do have some weather alerts going into effect, so make sure that you are keeping an eye out for those. Extreme cold watch in effect until Saturday at noon for a really big chunk of Minnesota. And then down there to the south of us in purple, that is a winter weather advisory. So areas in northern Iowa could really get some higher snow totals. So there we have it, our snow chances on Wednesday. Thursday, a mainly quiet day, but temperatures will be starting to drop. And then by the time we get into the Friday time frame, that's when you'll see the red with our weather impact alert. Bitter cold. Look at those temperatures. 17 below for a low, 8 below for a high, and with those biting winds, it will feel colder. So again, weather impact alert going into effect as that extreme cold moves in for the weekend. Coldest air of the season. Wind chills could exceed 40 below, so make sure to limit your time outdoors during that time frame. Wind chills for tomorrow, right around 0. Then we start to drop off, 8 below on Thursday. Friday is looking to be the worst of it, 45 below. Saturday, not a lot better. So make sure that you are planning around this forecast. We get the snow first, and then behind that snow, which should wrap up tomorrow afternoon, the really blistering cold air moves in, and that'll be with us by Friday morning. Once again, on your Friday morning, wind chills in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 below 0. So your heaviest jacket, the layers, the gloves, the hat, you're going to need all of it. And keep an eye out for school closures. That certainly could be the case on our Friday. Here is that 7-day forecast. Nice little warm up, if you want to call it that, into your Wednesday, a high near 20. And then we've got that weather impact alert starting dark and early on your Friday morning.